Welcome to SkyWatchTV News for June 25th, 2015. I'm Derek Gilbert. I'm remiss in not having brought this story to you sooner. Some days I get so caught up in the routine of looking for news items to present that I forget. Sometimes there are things that take precedence. Noah Hutchings, longtime president of Southwest Radio Church Ministries, was called home last Wednesday, June 17th. He hosted the nationally syndicated program Watchman on the Wall and brought end times Bible prophecy into homes all across the country for decades. He was a giant, a pioneer in broadcast ministry, and he has graduated at the age of 92. In the news now, NASA is researching ways to smash an asteroid. Rocket scientists at NASA and the National Nuclear Security Administration are looking at ways to destroy a threatening asteroid, or at least knock it off course. Call this the Bruce Willis contingency, reference to the 1998 movie Armageddon. It sounds like a good idea, but detonating a nuke on an asteroid could, in fact, make the problem worse by creating a shower of deadly fragments that would rain down upon planet Earth. Now, while NASA is tracking about 1,400 near-Earth objects, I have to wonder if there's any connection between that story and this one, which is that the Pentagon has announced plans to create a space war center within the next 6 months. See, in February, an Air Force satellite that had been in service for over 20 years suddenly exploded after a sharp increase in internal temperature. The cause is a mystery. The chief of Current Operations Division at Air Force Space Command said the satellite probably just reached the end of its useful lifespan, but there are analysts who believe that the new Space War Center is a response to what were probably a pair of anti-satellite weapons tests by China. Now, looking at this through the lens of end times prophecy, we might speculate that some in government are looking at ways to put weapons in space to use against an invading army from space, a heavenly host, if you will. Researchers in England say that human trials with synthetic blood will begin within the next 2 years. This blood is made from stem cells extracted from the umbilical cords of newborns or blood from adult volunteers. The advantage to these synthetic blood cells is that there's no risk of infection because they've never been inside a human body. Could eliminate blood shortages during natural disasters and lead to new treatments for people with diseases like sickle cell anemia. Now, this type of cutting-edge medicine is wonderful. It's a way to save life and extend it for those afflicted with disease. But there are those who are looking to take things a step further, the transhumanist movement. They want to improve on God's design and ultimately transcend the design to become virtually immortal. For example, a leading transhumanist argues this week that creating designer babies is not only becoming possible, it's inevitable. Dr. James Hughes, who has debated Tom Horn on the subject of transhumanism, says that creating genetically modified children is not so different from what parents already do. We already choose the partners with which we have babies, a sort of first stage of DNA selection. Birth control means that we choose when we have children. And prenatal testing alerts parents to potential genetic defects. So Hughes suggests that the next step, which is, for example, taking a perfected version of the CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing technique to select for traits such as good health, intelligence, hair color, height, eye color, is not such a break from the past. And in that he is correct. It's not all that different from the eugenics movement of 100 years ago, the drive to create an Ubermensch. It's just that now scientists are close to having the tools in the laboratory to make it a reality. In Iraq, U.S. soldiers are sharing a military base with Iranian militia troops. The base in Anbar province is being used by American advisors to train Iraqi troops to fight the Islamic State. Shiite militia groups brought in by the government in Baghdad include some groups known to have killed American soldiers. Now, the government of Iran has issued formal assurances that the militia units won't interfere with American military operations, but one U.S. official said, even if these guys don't attack us, Iran is ushering in a new Hezbollah era in Iraq, and we will have aided and abetted it. I don't do a lot on politics here in this program. I agree with Tom Horn when he says we shouldn't step down from our higher calling. But this is one I think that's worth mentioning. The Trans-Pacific Partnership Treaty is one step closer to reality. The U.S. Senate this week approved a measure giving President Obama fast-track authority to negotiate this historic trade deal. It would include 12 nations, mainly collected around the Pacific Ocean, that together make up about 40% of the world economy. It's intended as a check against the growing power of China. Now, critics point out that the process has been kept secret, just like Obamacare. We'll have to wait until it's law to find out what's actually in this agreement. Supporters claim it's a boon to world trade. Opponents say it's just a giveaway to big business, outsourcing American jobs and leading to even higher medical costs because it would extend U.S. standards for patent protection used by the pharmaceutical industry to other nations. Now, President Obama has had to fight his own party. Democrats generally oppose this package. Unions, who typically support Democratic candidates, point to the number of jobs lost, an estimated 700,000 that followed the passage of NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement, in 1993. One aspect of the TPP that we do know about, the Investor-State Dispute Settlement Clause. The ISDS would allow corporations to sue governments without ever setting foot in a courtroom in the nation it's being sued. For example, companies would be able to sue for lost profits if, say, the United States banned a toxic chemical. The manufacturer of that chemical could sue the United States government for future lost profits. But instead of being heard in a court of law, the case would be heard by a tribunal that would be staffed, adjudicated by corporate attorneys, the same people who make their living by representing those corporations in courtrooms would be deciding the cases. These rulings would trump domestic law, shifting U.S. sovereignty to these unelected, unaccountable international tribunals. Now, a one-world government is coming, a repeat of the first global superpower, the one established by Nimrod in the days of the Tower of Babel. That's the topic of the book by Dr. Michael Lake, The Shinar Directive, Preparing the Way for the Son of Perdition. He was Tom Horn's guest on SkyWatch TV this week. Now, if you didn't get a chance to watch it live on the Christian Television Network, you can watch it at your convenience on demand. It will be posted to SkyWatchTV.com this week, also to our official YouTube channel, but it's available now on the SkyWatch TV Roku channel. So if you have a Roku and a Roku account, you can add the SkyWatch TV channel if you haven't done so already. We've got instructions posted online at skywatchtv.com/Roku, or just log on to your Roku account and search in the Roku channel store. We're now officially part of the Roku channel store, and so far now over 4,000 subscribers. And we thank you very much for adding us and for watching these reports. The new issue of SkyWatch magazine is out and posted online. Dr. Michael Lake has another article there about the preparations underway for the Son of Perdition. Tom Horn writing about the transhumanism movement. Also articles by Gans Shimura, Josh Peck, yours truly, and something new, the first installment of a supernatural thriller, fiction, from Sharon K. Gilbert, the book Skinwalkers. Again, the first installment, now part of the free online SkyWatch magazine. And we appreciate your support financially. It's what makes this possible. For your gift during the month of June of $10 or more, we would like to send these books to you as our way of saying thank you. The Disaster Survival Bible, by the end of the month I might get that title correct, and Angels in the Fire by Dan Statler, an account of a miraculous rescue. Those books, yours free this month for your gift of $10 or more, and instructions on how to give posted at skywatchtv.com. Please send us your comments, questions, and suggestions for this and for our weekly SkyWatch TV program. Happy to pass them along, and I will take those at dgilbert@skywatchtv.com. Thank you for watching. As we keep watch, I'm Derek Gilbert, and this is SkyWatch TV.